champion.
Welcome to the French Riviera for the sixth leg of the season as we prepare for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Ramatuelle, Saint-Tropez. Beautiful sunshine, turquoise water, superstar riders as well, as we look forward to hosting the championship leader Gilles Thomas in today's Grand Prix. Simon de Lestre, of course, is involved in the LGCT Grand Prix as well as the second place rider on the championship. And to go one step further, the defending LGCT champion and the man who won here 12 months ago, Max Kühner, joins us in the studio to give us a wonderful start to the Prix studio here this afternoon as we get ready for today's LGCT Grand Prix. Max Kühner, welcome to the show. Welcome to Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez. You enjoy yourself thus far?
Yes, it's always a great place for us to be here. It's a little bit a mix of holiday and show business.
You've had a little bit of time to make it a holiday?
Yeah, I got a little sunburn. But now now it's time to stay focused for the Grand Prix.
You are the perfect man to ask this question. What is needed to be successful here? What is needed to win here? Because almost every rider we talk to tells us how difficult it is to win in a ring like this. You've done that before. Tell me what is needed to be successful here.
Okay, it's quite a small ring where we don't have any time between the fences to cover a mistake. Horses have to react quick to the rider. You have really to be once with a horse to get all the quick decisions between the fences, which come so quick, just done. And yeah, be focused on the next fence again.
We've talked many times to you about the wonderful privilege you have in your stable at the moment, the spoiled for choices that you have. Talk to us about the decision to have EIC Up to Jacques Bleu come through for today.
Yes, EIC Up to Jacques Bleu was the one who won here last year. It wasn't.
Does that make the decision easier, or does that have no influence because it's 12 months later?
Yeah, it's okay. It's 12 months later. It's another time. But in general, he likes this place here. And some horses, also it's clear that the horses also like shows, or they don't like shows so much. And the better we know them, and if we have the chance to choose for the horses, of course we try to go with them to the places that they like.
Has the season felt any different as a defending LGCT champion? Did you plan 2025 any differently? Does it look any different knowing that you have a championship belt that is belonging to Max Kühner that you don't want to see go to another rider at the end of the season?
Yeah. Okay, we have our plan for the whole year. Actually, I started a bit slow this year again, not being in Doha and not being present at all of the shows, but I wanted to change that now a little bit and now go, with more tendency.
Does that mean that the summer coming up is really busy? Because now we have a lot of shows that come really quickly. We have Paris in a couple of days, Monaco, London, Valkenswaard, etc. Having had a slower start, are you now identifying this next block of shows as a target? What are you really focusing on?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's these shows now and the upcoming shows where, I'm looking to gain some points for. And exactly in the beginning of the season, I also focused a little bit on younger horses, which is our future, where we also need to invest a little bit into it, especially time and getting to know them and sort them out also, which one we go forward with and which one are maybe better in another position.
That's such a difficult balance, Max. How do you get that right? Because we see you come to the LGCT Grand Prix. We want you to win. We expect you to win as a defending champion. You have won here before. You know you can do it again. But maybe you need to bring some fresh horses to get more experience. How do you balance that when you make your plans?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, that's one of the most asked questions we also have between us professionals. And for sure, there's not one right answer to give to you. We're always trying, and then we see at the moment, actually, I feel that my top horses are not in their top form yet. There are some horses coming up who recently did very good. One of them is EIC Julius Caesar, who jumped many clear rounds in Grand Prix recently. Also EIC Dalloubet is coming up, which is nice. There are also some more young ones I can put some hope in. Yeah, but especially with the older ones who had a little bit of rest now, which is also important for them, but I don't have them in the top form. But actually here on Friday in the team class, I had a good feeling on up to Jaco, and so now we go for.
What you are telling us is that Max Kühner is going to be a threat for a few seasons to come now because of these incredible young horses that are now hopefully coming up to reach the level of the experienced ones. That's what you're telling us, right?
Yeah, I hope so. That's my dream, but yeah, it's not so easy. A lot of things have to come together, and we work hard on that with the whole team, and everybody's thinking a lot about that, and yeah, sometimes it comes out good and sometimes not so good, and we hope it comes out more often good than not so good.
Absolutely. Max, have a wonderful time. Maybe get a gelato, get some rest. We see you shortly for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez, the defending 2024 LGCT champion, the defending Saint-Tropez winner. Max Kühner makes a return here to Ramatuelle to try and make it a repeat performance on the French Riviera. Speaking of, what better place to have an opportunity to explore the incredible, the beautiful surroundings. We decided to send Rosie Turner out to give us a bit of a taste of local flavor. Rosie, tell us what you got.
This weekend, our show is on the shores of Ramatuelle, just a stone's throw away from Pampelon Beach. But considering I'm in the French Riviera, I thought it best to come down to Saint-Tropez to explore as well. We start here at the port of Saint-Tropez, where, as you can see, some of the biggest and most luxurious yachts are harboured, really showing the glitz and the glamour of this town. Saint-Tropez was once a small fishing village, but over the years it's grown into the more popular town that we know today. But of course, it still holds some of that Provençal charm with beautiful and traditional streets like this one, showcasing some of the original architecture. And lastly, we come to some of the most luxury and expensive designer brands that there are. Saint-Tropez is full of luxury yachts, upscale restaurants, some of the best nightlife, those charming and traditional streets as well. This is what makes Saint-Tropez.
Do you not just want to run down that coastline and just hop into that water? You have to be feeling that, right? Surely I'm not alone in staring at that beachfront and wanting to just run down and hop into that incredible water. Welcome to Ramatuelle and welcome to Saint-Tropez, as Rosie so beautifully has taken us through the town. What a wonderful setting for the sixth stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour. And now, before we start focusing completely on what is happening here, you can see behind me the course walk officially underway. We will hear from the riders. We will get reaction from those riders in the ring. Let's take a moment to reflect on what took place in the previous stage. Only a few days ago, we were further up the coastline in the wonderful city of Cannes. Let's remind you what took place in stage 5.
It is simply very special to welcome you, everybody, to the Longines Global Champions Tour, Leg 5, the City of Stars. Cannes is this wonderful location on the French Riviera. Mariano Martinez Bastida will launch us into action. Jupp is on the course. Mariano, Jupp, no, it was a very good turn. Well done to Mariano Martinez Bastida. Now, Eric van der Vleuten looks on. He's got to go quick enough to put the pressure on the two to come. He knows Harry Smulders and Smulders. Michael van der Vleuten at the final fence, and he finally can deliver the elusive double clear round of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in Cannes. Harry Smulders, 2.02 seconds here, the advantage. Harry Smulders down to the last fence. He's way ahead. Oh my word, it's brilliant. Harry Smulders goes into a very commanding position with one to come. Simon de Lestre, 0.08 to a second down, but now Cayman Jolly Jumper down to the last fence for the win here tonight in Cannes. But no, he loses time on the run to the final fence.
It's unbelievable here in the evening with the crowd. The horses also feel this atmosphere. They give everything they have, and I think it was excited till the last rider and the last jump. Merci beaucoup.
Former LGCT champion Harry Smulders returning to Cannes to once again be victorious. That means we will see him at the LGCT Super Grand Prix at the Prague playoffs later on this year. But that is way, way, way down the line for us to worry about. Let's focus on here and now. What is the impact of that fifth stage in Cannes on the overall rankings? What did it do to have Harry Smulders win on that day? Well, Gilles Thomas was given somewhat of a lifeline. Edwina Tops-Alexander, Simon de Lestre not making it into the jump-off. That gave him a little bit of breathing space. So Gilles Thomas still leads the championship. Sophie Hinners makes the jump and moves into the top three. Dennis Lynch falling down. Christian Cook, welcome to him, who now makes his way inside the top six. Michael van der Vleuten climbs as well. Andreas Schouw, Max Kühner as well. We've already spoken about him here this afternoon. He'll be looking to try and kickstart the defense of his title. He said to us that the beginning half of the season, he was a little bit quiet. He now wants to really focus on this upcoming summer block of a really busy set of shows to get himself some big championship points. But from a top 10 perspective, who is here today competing in Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez? Because as it stands, outside of that top 10, this is then who finds themselves in this Grand Prix. A handful of them. Edwina Tops-Alexander is here. Gilles Thomas is here. Simon de Lestre is here. Kukuk, Schouw, and as we said, Max Kühner. All of those riders inside the top 10 are competing for victory here this afternoon on the sixth stage of the 2025 season. Interesting that Gilles Thomas is still the man to catch. If you take a look at the amount of experience that is on that table, the amount of horsepower that is on that table, the fact that the 27-year-old from Belgium, who had been identified many years ago already as a serious threat, is now starting to live up to the hype and really jump beyond his potential. Gilles Thomas, the current leader in the LGCT Championship, we took a moment to sit down with the 27-year-old.
My time so far here was quite good. I think in 2024 I gained a lot of experience. Okay, Luna, she had already experience, but especially Hermitage jumped his first ever 5-star Grand Prix in Madrid. And then yeah, I was straight on the podium, and then at the end of the season we were second in the Super Grand Prix. So yeah, I think both me and the horses gained a lot of experience in 2024, and so far it helped the season in 25. If I'm a championship contender in 2025, it's difficult to say. With horses can go quick. They need to be in good shape the whole year. Luckily, I have now a few that can do the 5-star Grand Prix, and especially with Luna and Hermitage. They have experience now, but I have a few upcoming 9-year-olds as well. So yeah, it will depend on a lot of things. This week I actually have 2 younger horses here, 2 9-year-olds. One of them is Calista. I jumped her in the team competitions. I wasn't sure to start her in the Grand Prix this week, but she really felt good. She did it actually quite easy, her first 160 class, and it was also a tough one. So yeah, and today again she felt very fresh. So yeah, it needs to be somewhere the first time, so I think it will be tomorrow the first time 5-star Grand Prix for Calista. My biggest challenge with Calista, actually this week, I think okay, I'm indeed leader at the moment, but I just take it, yeah, I don't gonna put too much pressure on Calista. She's only 9, she will jump her tomorrow her first 5-star Grand Prix. So I give her a bit of time to let her grow in this big sport. But yeah, deep inside me, you always want to do best.
It's crazy to see the potential of just a 9-year-old Calista, who was successful, by the way, in the Global Champions League, the team's competition earlier on this week, and now returns and has been chosen by Gilles Thomas to jump today's LGCT Grand Prix. Such a bright talent for the future, Gilles Thomas, and the stable that he continues to improve and continues to produce. On the start list as well, you'll notice the name of Anna Kellnerová. She makes a welcome return back to the LGCT stage after a great performance in the qualifier. Kellnerová now comes back into today's LGCT Grand Prix. We thought it has to be done. Let's catch up with Anna Kellnerová.
Anna, it's your first Longines Global Champions Tour for a while, and you're straight into the LGCT Grand Prix. How pleased are you with that?
I'm very happy. We've been preparing the whole beginning of the year, so it's super to be back and to be jumping in the Grand Prix right away.
What have you been working on at home?
I have a couple new horses, a few young ones, so I've been trying to develop them. Harry was coming back this year, so he also needed to take some time to get back on the level. So just a lot of working at home and working at the shows.
You jump Hurricane tomorrow. Did you get a good feeling from Hurricane yesterday in the qualifying?
Yes, I did. There was one line where I unfortunately had 2 mistakes, but I have to say the rest, he jumped incredible. He's been really trying to help me at this show, so I hope the Grand Prix is going to go good also.
Well, it was his first show this time last year, and first 5-star Grand Prix as well. Do you notice a massive difference in horses over, say, just a year?
I have to say yes, especially in his case, because he was for a very long time with his previous rider, and it took us a while to get not so much of a connection but understanding for each other, because he had his way of going and I had a little bit my way. So to find a middle ground took us a little bit longer, even though he's absolutely great and tries to do the job always.
Round 2 in the Global Champions League yesterday. We know that's also qualifying as well. It was a tough round and a tough course. Looking at that, how tough do you think the LGCT Grand Prix is going to be tomorrow?
It was tough, I have to say, but to be honest, from what I remember, every single year the Grand Prix is quite big and difficult, especially for an arena like this. I have to say it's, I wouldn't say the most difficult Grand Prix, but for sure top 5 of the season, I would say.
What makes the arena so difficult? Is it the way the fences come up to you quicker, the narrow? What is it?
It's quite narrow, the arena, and the warm-up isn't big either, so you don't have much of a chance to get a nice course canter in the warm-up, which then makes it difficult also when you go into the arena. And basically from the turns the fences come super quick, and because everything is connected, then if you don't get it exactly the way you want to, then it kind of carries on for the rest of the line, you know.
In terms of the competition as well, we've got some big riders, big horses, including yourself in that as well. How tough do you think the competition is going to be?
The competition is always tough at the Global Tour, so it doesn't matter where you are, it's going to be the same anywhere we go.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
A really, really important piece of information there from Anna Kellnerová when she talks about how everything feels connected. And this is a theme that is going to come in and through a lot of these upcoming shows, whether it have been Cannes, now here in the Ramatuelle, Saint-Tropez, and in Monaco, etc. It talks to the rhythm of the course, how everything is connected. The point that she is making is that if you approach the first fence incorrectly, because this course, because this ring is so tight, and because it requires such perfection, that because it's all connected, if you miss the first, the second might come at you too quickly. It throws your rhythm off for the third. It throws your rhythm off for the fourth. And with that, errors start to come around very quickly. So the point that she makes there about everything feeling connected is a very, very valid point from Anna Kellnerová. What are the riders going to be jumping this afternoon? That is the big question. You can see them doing the course walk, getting some thoughts already from the riders, but the man that has set the entire show up today is course designer Gregory Bordeaux. Let's hear from him.
For tomorrow, I have a lot of requirements to build the Grand Prix, especially to have it always interesting for the sport, also according to the rules, to have a lot of different criteria, like the plank and top, the wall, the skinny poles, the Liverpool, the triple bar, and so on. Okay, I like to use all kind of jumps to prepare the Grand Prix. My point of view when I found the track for the Grand Prix, always the forward movements. This is my philosophy. All show is the new story for me, you know, and especially for here, for there, I expect for the Grand Prix to have between, I hope, of course, between 6 or maximum 12 clears for the jump off. I like to track the nice course, lovely course for different stakeholders, you know, for the public, for the riders, of course, for the horses, for the trainer, for the coach, for everybody, for everybody. This is my passion. This is a big pleasure for me.
After designing such a superb course for the Global Champions League, everyone is very excited to see what Gregory Baudot has set up today for the LGCT Grand Prix. Let's get our first reaction from the riders. Back to Rosie, this time standing alongside Zoe Conteur. Rosie, over to you.
Thank you, Mark. And Zoe is bringing in a first-time LGCT Grand Prix horse today and a first 5-star Grand Prix debut for the horse as well. Louis Hélène, what do you think the course is going to suit this horse for?
Well, it's a really nice course. Actually, as I walked it, maybe it will ride slightly different. That's mostly the case. But he built a good course. It's really tall. It's technical enough. The fences are coming really fast, so you have to keep that in mind. But I think it'll suit my horse. There's a few lines that are a bit more tricky, but yeah, we'll try our best to navigate it well.
Which line in particular was most tricky?
Well, there's a line 6 to 7 AB to 8, which comes really quick. It's of the right lead, which for me is a little bit more difficult for my horse because he drifts right. So I want to keep him very straight there and very focused. And there's an option also from 7 AB to 8. You can either cut in a little on the 6 or you can stay out and do the work early in 7. So that'll be a little tricky for my horse.
What's your plan there initially?
Initially it's 6 because I don't want to take him too much out of the rhythm, but I really have to take care of my right drift there, so that'll be a little bit tricky to navigate, but we'll try our best.
And as you said there, it's something that we don't talk about much, but actually going off one side compared to the other is different for horses because they might be more balanced on one side and another. And he's only 11 years old. He's still pretty young.
Exactly. He's pretty young. He doesn't have much experience on this level. And he's a big horse. And yeah, horses are very different from one another. Some drift left, some drift right. In some cases, they go straight. But with me, that's not mostly the case. So he will have a little harder time to push completely equal of the ride. So that will, for me, be a little bit a negative point. But he's getting better and better, and he's really growing in these big classes. So I think he will do a good job.
How exciting is he as a horse? He's only young. Do you see a huge amount of potential in him, or are you kind of waiting for today?
I do see a lot of potential in him, but I've been trying to take my time as much as possible with this horse. I try to spend as much time with him as possible to really get to know him, because for a big horse, he's quite nervous. So I need to give him time, give him space to really develop in the right way. So that's what I'm doing. I think he's ready for this Grand Prix today. I am as well with him. We've really come a long way over a year that we've been together. So I'm really excited to see what he can do.
Full of confidence. We'll let you carry on walking the course. Zoe, thank you for your time. Very, very good luck today. Zoe Conteur feeling full of confidence, bringing in a debut horse for the LGCT Grand Prix today, Mark.
Thank you very much, Rosie. Louis LN will start alongside Zoe Conteur. There will be 22nd to go this afternoon. Remember, the best 40 riders of the weekend all competing for today's top prize of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Ramatuelle, Saint-Tropez. How do they look at the start? That's the big question. What is it going to look like in the early stages of the competition? Who is the rider to come out first? Well, Jana Vargas a late inclusion. She will be the first rider to go today, will the German. This is the start list going through the first couple. Spencer Smith, certainly no stranger to the LGCT stage. He comes in number 4th. Our defending champion Max Kühner and winner in 2024 comes in 5th place. Jérôme Guéry, fantastic rider on Killer Green, in 6th. We heard from Anna Kellnerová already. Niels Braunseels, a former LGCT Grand Prix winner himself, comes in 10th. The first 10 riders right there on your screen to get started here today in a few moments' time, in fact, as we get closer and closer to the start time of the 6th LGCT Grand Prix of the season. More reaction, I believe, from Rosie Turner. Rosie, who you have?
Thank you, Mark. Here alongside me now is Andrea Schau to walk some of the course. You've just finished walking it. Initial thoughts?
I think it's a very fair course he builds today. Nice. I wouldn't say it's one of the bigger Grand Prix of this season, but for sure, Bordeaux, he always makes the times very short. So if he does that today, he for sure catch people on this as well.
Tell me a little bit about Dark Deluxe. A big striding horse or more suited to this ring?
It's a tough ring for him, definitely, because it is small and it's all the time turning. You know, he's a big strided horse, but in his plan, this suited, so we will make the best out of it.
I wanted to walk a line on the course because when I was watching it being built, I couldn't quite understand how it would work. You've said to me it's nicer than it looks, but let's walk it because you start at this enormous wall. Just tell us about that.
Yeah, I know, as you say, it's a very big wall, but I think the horses at this level should jump it fine. And then you have a bend at 7 for some people because they don't see the next fence. So I think it will come hopefully nicer than it walks. So for me, it's going to be a little bit outside 7. For some people, maybe a little bit more searching. The fence we're going to see is definitely a delicate fence with the colors, the light blue, and then we have a tree set up short for a big plank. So for sure difficult, but I think it should be okay. And many horses in the team competition had a mistake on this plank. It was kind of a joker, so it's going to be interesting to see how the horses jump it today.
It comes near at the end of the course as well. Let's walk this as we go. I'll keep talking because I know riders like to count, but to me when this was being built, it almost looked like a dead end. You've got to go through the triple and a very sharp turn to the Lugano Oxer. Now also when you're coming to this, and Andreas will correct me if I'm wrong, but you're landing from quite an upright fence and then you're coming to a wide Oxer. Are you having to push again a little bit?
Yeah, definitely, but it's one of those places I think you need to take a little bit of risk on this Oxer and expect your horse to jump it, because if you push too much, that plank's going to be in your face. So it depends. I think it's more important to bend them enough, the 7, depending on your stride, so you get a good distance, good shot on this one, so they hopefully jump it easy enough. And then sit up and really hope they won't touch that one.
It really is a wide Oxer as well. We'll just move out of the way of everyone carrying on walking the course. But Andreas, we wish you the best good luck. You're not too early to go. You're just before the break, so you've got a few to watch.
Exactly. I can look a few.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That is Andreas Schau's thought on the course. It is going to be a tricky line, but as he said, it's looking like more of a fair course today.
That line and so many others are going to be tricky indeed. Rosie Turner, Andreas Schau, thank you very much. We are moments away from the start of today's LGCT Grand Prix. You've heard from the riders, you've heard from the course designer. We've had the defending champion. Let's now go and get stuck into the 6th Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the season. This, ladies and gentlemen, is live from Ramatuelle, Saint-Tropez. Let's get today's LGCT Grand Prix underway.
The Longines Global Champions Tour here once again. We first came here in 2018. That was the inaugural edition. This is the 7th edition of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez. And a very good afternoon to you. It's a massive occasion. In our history, the 6 former editions, only one nation has won here twice. Sweden actually won back-to-back years. Peter Fredriksson in 2021 with Catch Nortes, and H&M Indiana for Malin Bard Jonsson the year after. And Sweden well represented this afternoon with Henrik von Eckermann. Here are the former champions. The defending champion will start this afternoon. Max Kühner won last year for Austria. Jessica Springsteen won the 2nd edition in 2019, a 1 US win. And the home team delights because Juliette Paillard won here 2 years ago in 2023 with again the Horse Hill starts. This afternoon the great Donatello Dorge, one of the French competitors. Christian Alman, he's of course been a multiple winner, 8 wins for him on the Longines Global Champions Tour in terms of the Grand Prix. And our crowd have had a wonderful few days here on the French coastline. It's a warm afternoon, but we are all fascinated to see how this 7th edition unfolds here on the Côte d'Azur. Jules Thomas, he leads the way after the first 5 legs. He was second in Shanghai in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. And Simon de Lestre was second last week in Cannes behind Harry Smulders and Monaco. Sophie Hinners has been very consistent this year. She lies in 3rd place. Points awarded at every leg, and will declare a season champion. That will be after Riyadh, leg 15, later in November in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This area of France, they love horses, they love the competition. They are, of course, buoyed by the home nation that brings 10 into the Grand Prix this afternoon. The strongest representation is for the home nation. We take you around the course that is set by Gregory Bodo for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix Leg 6, Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez. It's a mighty test as ever. He's been building big courses all week, and we wait to see what his final act has in store for us. 1m60 is the max height that Gregory can use. Fence 1, the GCOX, 150, tall by 140. Straight into a rollback turn, it's a very tall 158. Tall vertical. Leon of Porsches is the second. It's very tall and airy in feeling. They then run down. It's a long run down to the face of the in-gates. Lies fence 3, the Seahorses Oxa, 152 tall, 155 is its width. This triple combination, the Longines triple for A, B and C, comes very early. 152, 160 entering. It's then an 8-meter distance into the middle part. Max height verticals both for B and C at 160 apiece. So quite a holding one stride into this big vertical. And then they'll exit 8 meters and 40, so a slightly more forward distance. Again, it's maximum height at 1m60, the Longines vertical at 4C. Down then to the Lamborghini Oxa, 153 by 150 is fence 5. This is a very big Oxa on the far side. At 6, that it's important to get this right because the double comes on 4 strides. 153, the height, and 160 its width. It is very imposing right on the flank of our VIPs. 4 strides down to this double combination. The iron orange double 7A in 158 tall and 1 stride 8 meters and 10 to 7B, 152 its height and 160 wide. The second combination is certainly demanding. Right-handed on a little dog leg line, again right into the face of the in-gate is the distraction potential. It's max height at 160, the red-white Liverpool. Right-handed, it's a huge wall awaiting. The Côte d'Azur wall at 9. And this is a sharp turn into 10 and 11. An Ox of the Lugano, 153, 165, and then down to the premium plank. After a scope fence, it's a delicate fence at 11. This finally, the final line at 12, it's 153, 165, the Longines Global Champions Tour Liverpool, and that's the Trippy Trio, the final fence, 158 tall and a little concession there, 130 wide. That's the mastermind of the tracks this afternoon, Gregory Bodo, the Frenchman, assisted by Yann Royan and Eddie Castillon, the design team. Well, we take stock of what we will see because the 5 Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix golden tickets have gone out of sides direction. Leg 1, we'll come back to that in a moment. Jana Vargas will lead us into action. Dorette OLD for the German. Max Kühner is defending champion. EIC up to Jacko Blue is number 5. And Anna Kellnerová has her first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix start at 8. Scott Brash, he won leg 4 with us in Shanghai. Hello, Chidora Lady. The 13th win for Scott on the Longines Global Champions Tour in terms of Grand Prix. Henrik von Eckermann, one number 3, will proceed. Julien Paillard, the champion here 2 years ago with Donatello Dorge. And Penelope Le Prévost, she's been a pillar of the French teams, comes at 23 with Bingo del Tondu. The quality on this page is breathtaking. Christian Kukuk was 7th in Madrid in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix with Sapano Balobé. And he'll be followed by the world number 1, Kent Farrington, and the superb mare Tulena. Then it's going to be Christian Alman, untouched LB, a young horse for Christian this time. And the last to go, winner of many classes, 2 huge 5-star Grand Prix in March, and second last week in Cannes in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix behind Harry Smulders. That is going to be Simon de Lestre and Cayman Jolly Jumper. Well, the scene, and as I say, the prize purse, €308,600 is the prize purse. And going back to our golden ticket winners, leg 2 in Mexico City went to Manuela Camilli and Chaco's Girls Star. Leg 3 in Shanghai went to Scott Brash. Hello, Chadora Lady. The Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Madrid. Her first Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win. Yoli Mitaleneo and Lartista Toxandra. And last week, quite brilliant. He's won on the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix before, but never with Monaco. Harry Smulders won the 5th Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix golden tickets last week. Out to our east, actually, Cannes, for our base here in Ramatuelle, Saint-Tropez. Well, a very good afternoon, and it's superb to welcome you to the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in Ramatuelle, Saint-Tropez. The track length is 455 meters, so not too long actually. This compact, slender arena. 73 seconds is the time allowed. Fences 1 through to 13. With the combinations coming for ABC very early and 7AB. There's a double mid-course. They are the technical combinations. And Germany fields 7 this afternoon, and Jana Vargas. The Ashford Farm of Enda Carroll will show us the way around the course of Gregory Bodo. This pair, they were 5th in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Madrid. Now Jana Vargas comes down to the treble. Dorette, she's now 16 years of age. She won GCL Round 2 in Doha, but the in part of the Longines triple, I'm afraid, goes. In fact, it was actually in Mexico City she was 5th with this mare. Now Dorette down this big line. It's imposing, and yet she's stuck for a little bit of scope coming out. I think Metalon could distance the ox, but Jana Vargas is going to retire. 2 down early on the course of Gregory Bodo, and Dorette OLD is out of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez this afternoon. She's an extraordinary mare.
No clear round for Jana Vargas, the first competitor to go in today's LGCT Grand Prix of Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez. If you want to join us for the rest of the field, you know what you have to do. Sign up for a GCTV pass and come and join us for the rest of the action. Spencer Smith, Max Kühner, Jérôme Guéry, they're all to follow. And we'll find out by the end of the night as to who then will be the winner of the 6th stage of the season. Get that GCTV live pass and come meet us in Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez.